Hi, buenos dias, glorious rising. Okay, so I like to, how can I say this? If you're afraid of triggers, if you are mourning, if you're in pain, I realized in my journey, when I started learning how to process and feel my emotions, I got into the point to be aware that I am not my thoughts and I'm not my emotions. When I get triggered or something like that, I'm learning to observe it. I cry it. I'm not gonna deny it. I'm a fucking crybaby, okay? I'm the most emotional people that looks like nonchalant, like fucking stoic that you ever meet. Even my own daughters call me out on that bullshit. Okay, so I have depth. I'm not the one person that I'm just gonna throw you and I'm gonna throw you codes and I'm gonna trigger what I fucking talk about fear. My understanding when I studied, okay, this is my so fear, that's the one I really wish to concentrate on. Yesterday I was talking about the 3 volunteers. I am part of the second wave of volunteers. If you have watched the video on YouTube and if you're interested in watching the video about Dolores Cannon was a lady that was 45 years doing hypnotherapist. She basically talks about past lives. She talks about her subconscious mind, because we have our conscious, unconscious, superconscious, higher self, subconscious, Christ consciousness, and all of that. I got sick in 2016 for overthinking and stress. So that's when I realized that I'm like, I have to realize how to deal with my emotions. Once I started doing that, I started doing healing when it comes to feelings and emotions. And I'm in the journey in my life that right now, I literally manifested every single fear. I ran into them. Okay, okay, we're talking about the definition of the word fear from my understanding, and this codes were given to me when I started going to domestic violence therapy. I come from 12 years of domestic violence and sexually abused as a child. I literally confessed that to my father in January. Okay, I opened up to him and I told him all my experiences that I had when it came to sexual trauma and how people perceive me and how I was seen. I had to nurture myself and speak my truth. Fear. This definition was given to me in therapy. Either face everything and rise, or false events that keep on appearing real. So the download and the information when I talk to God that I literally just got right now and I had to share, that's why I'm motivated. When we concentrate on our fears, we're gonna run into them. But when you concentrate on your goal, so the whole point of fear is when we keep on concentrating on our fears, we're gonna run into them. I manifested every single fear I had with my kids, in my life, and everything. I ran into every fear. These false events kept on happening over and over. Now I notice the patterns. And Spirit told me, when you concentrate on your fears, you're gonna continue running into them. Don't think about them. Trust me, I acknowledge them, I observe them, and I release them. Okay, that's why I love triggers. I'm concentrating on my goals. My goals is to teach people, to remind you that your emotions are your superpower when you only concentrate on frequencies of emotions of joy. When I say don't concentrate on them, I want you to notice when that fear has entered your mind. And when you acknowledge it, what I did, I felt it. I went to nature, get in the shower, write it, and release it. That's when the false events is moving the energy, the frequency, or the emotion that is being emitted through the fear. I'm literally teaching you what I did. Once you acknowledge it, then treat yourself. Take a shower, take a bath salt, go watch a funny movie, and then you come back to the higher frequencies of joy, of gratitude, and peace. One of the biggest fears I had to face when COVID started is I was one day in my room and the whole internet shut down. I couldn't use my phone. I knew then there was something wrong. I don't know what it was. The next day I woke up and my sister, my older sister Ruby, sent me a message that my dad had just gotten COVID. Actually, they got on my case because I didn't stop my life. I never gotten tested with COVID. Not even once got infected, but I know what COVID came to do. And I'm sorry from what I am about to say. I think COVID came and removed all the people that really fed the fears. All the negative thoughts. They literally manifested and they self-destructed. I'm sorry, but it's true. And I'm so sorry for all the people that lost so many people. Because death is one of the frequencies that put us in grief. So grief is one of the, it's a lower frequency, it's a lower emotion. When I talk about frequencies, it means emotions. Okay, if you listen to the video, why do I know this? When my dad got sick with COVID, I was so afraid my dad was gonna die. That was a fear, and it was a false event that appeared. What I did immediately, I went to nature and I wrote a whole letter thinking if my dad would die, how would I feel? And I released it. And I released it and I let it go into the universe. I didn't meet my dad until the age of 13. So I had really core wounds of abandonment and not being loved and not being accepted. A lot of us do. 2 days after, my dad was released from the hospital. It was a miracle. I was so happy. When my dad came home, when I talk about frequencies, that means lower emotions. Grief, pain, jealousy, those are lower emotions, lower frequencies. So I don't know if the previous video is going to play, but what I did when my dad got COVID, I went into nature and I wrote a whole letter. How would it feel if my father passed away? Then I released it. 2 days after. 2 days after my dad was hospitalized, he was released. And when he came home, he said something to me. He said that when he went into the hospital, there was people that had been there before him. But you know what he said? He said to God, you know what, God? If I'm supposed to die, I'm going to die. But if I'm supposed to live, all will be well. He had that faith in him. And that positive mindset and surrender. So my dad's positive mindset and surrendering and getting to trust that even COVID, him getting COVID, ending in a hospital, my dad was a high-risk patient. He has a few health issues, but he didn't feed. He faced everything in rise. He didn't feed the false events appearing real. So he basically ran into his fears, but he concentrated on the goal of getting better because he trusted in himself. So that's why I had to share this today. The more that you concentrate and think about your fears, don't hide them, don't run from them. Acknowledge them and release them. And then concentrate on your goals. Only you. One of the things I learned in life, when you don't know, even how to face your fears of your jealousy or whatever emotion it is, you can do nothing about it. Sometimes we just keep on feeding it. But when you get to realize that you're not, all your thoughts and all your emotions and all those fears and all those things that keep on showing up in your brain, you can become the observer, acknowledge them, and you can choose to release them by crying them, writing about it, and letting them go. And trust that it's just artificial holographic conditioning. It was fed to us through ages and eons. You want to be a change? Start with you. You can choose to be the change. No one outside of you, nobody's going to come and save you. You save yourself. Love you guys. Happy healing.